The Ford High School Game of the Week on Your View is brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers, the best in Oklahoma. Mid-First Bank, true to your money. The Oklahoma Farm Bureau, the same Farm Bureau you've always trusted, now even better. And by Weoki Credit Union. Check out some of the best players in the country all fall long, only on Your View.
And a very pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Your View. It's your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week tonight in Class 4A, a battle between two top 10 rated teams. It's number 4, Blanchard, taking on number 7, Bethany. Steve Marshall, Brian Burchell alongside to bring you all the action here tonight on yourview.com. Thanks for joining us here this evening. Brian, turned out to be another nice night weather-wise. Obviously, they've got a great facility here that they play at Southern Nazarene, and we're all set for, week 6, week 7 of football in some cases.
Yeah, gorgeous night here, and two top 10 teams, Steve, so it should be a interesting matchup. Very warm out there for the players, so very comfortable. The only weather factor tonight we could see, although the wind seems to be dying, there was a fairly strong south wind today, but which be left or right on your screen, but the flags look like they're laying down, so by the time we get set for kick, it should be perfect weather tonight.
When you talk about Class 4A, you look at the number 1 rated team in the state, and it is Wagner. Wagner is up to 43 consecutive wins right now, and they will take on number 2, Oologah, tonight. Both those teams 6-0 on the season. Heritage Hall checks in at number 3. They are also 6-0 on the season, and then the aforementioned Blanchard Lions there at 6-0, rated number 4. They're followed up by Catoosa, Hilldale. Bethany is number 7. Number 8 is Broken Bow, Fort Gibson at number 9, and Ada is number 10. And they also, Ada, coming from that Class 4A 2 district that has this Blanchard team, the Bethany team, Ada, Tuttle. That's a pretty tough district right there for teams that are hoping to make postseason play. Yeah,
and Bethany already slipped up in the first week of district play at Ada, coming off a big win against Kingfisher, going on the road for the first time. They struggled, came out flat, got the game back, tied up late, and couldn't pull it off. But you mentioned in this class, all roads go through Wagner, and that's a tough task to beat them. You can ask Oologah. They lose to them every year in the regular season in the state championship or semifinals, so I'm sure they're going to be up for that game. But this one will be a good one here tonight. As you mentioned, I think for Bethany, much more of a must-win because they have slipped up once already. You don't want to put yourself behind the 8 ball where you have to find yourself playing a highly ranked team in round 1 of the playoffs. So this one going to go a long way, in my opinion, Steve, to help determine who the winner of this district is at the end of the year.
Right now, Blanchard is 3-0. They still play at Hera, Ada, and Tulsa Central. Bethany, after their game tonight against Blanchard, they will play Tecumseh, Tuttle, and then at Cleveland. And then, of course, you throw Ada in that mix and Tuttle in that mix, and that's a pretty solid 4 right there. I don't know that there's much separation or hope for one of those outliers getting into that top 4.
Cleveland didn't look bad that week. We had them in Hera. That would take an upset somewhere, but Blanchard obviously has the much easier schedule with Hera being their only road game. We saw Hera a couple weeks ago. I think Blanchard outclasses the Panthers in the other 2 games at home. So certainly the tougher road for Bethany, but you would think if these teams play up to their capabilities the remainder of the season, Steve, that this would be most likely the last loss for either one of these ball clubs.
All right, we're not too far away from kicking this thing off here tonight. As we said, the smoke from the grill is in the air. They've been cooking up some hamburgers and hot dogs and the like here for a couple hours now. The hill at the north end zone is filling up. A lot of folks choosing to watch the game from that vantage point. Great night for football. Hope you enjoyed here tonight on Your View. It's game time, and it's your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Blanchard all set to kick it off. Number 13 takes care of the kicking duties. That's Landon Hamlin. Bethany set to receive. Return men stand right at their own goal line, so Hamlin must have a pretty good reputation. Puts a good foot into this one, drives it to the back of the end zone. No return possible, and so they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Broncos will put it in play, 1st and 10.
Bethany led by quarterback Sam Brandt, a sophomore on the year, and a guy we saw pretty much win the game against Kingfisher earlier this year with a great 4th down escape. and they pick 6 late in that one. And, of course, their great running back, Peyton Harrell, the senior, 6 foot 170, great vision, and the guy that finishes every run with physicalness.
1st and 10 for the Broncos from their own 20, running play up the middle. Try to run it off the left side. Maybe pick up 2 yards on the carry, not much more than that. Good defensive stop there by that Blanchard front.
And last year when Harrell was injured, Brandt, as a freshman, was the running back. So you'll see a lot of zone read from this team. Both guys are excellent athletes. Both guys can run the ball really well. So you're going to see a lot of zone read concepts. You're going to see a lot of misdirection from this team. The one thing I noticed when they played earlier this year, anytime Harrell was lined up at wide receiver, they gave it to him on a jet sweep. So look for maybe them to do something off of that.
Picked up 2 on the 1st down carry. Keeps it, or hands it to Harrell, it looks like this time. Looked like he had a little running room, and that quickly closed as he got taken down right away. Picked up a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, you've got to be able to read the defensive end there, and on that time, Brandt did not do a great job, as Shane Oliver, the senior defensive end, was there and waiting for Harrell as Harrell ran right into his arms. You're right, I thought Brandt had a little bit of running room, and so early on, a 3rd and long, we'll see what Brandt can do with his arm as he tries to get a Bethany first down. Blanchard is not allowed a touchdown, Steve, in a long time, so staying stingy on D.
3rd and long, Brandt in the pocket, rolls out of trouble, now throws a little timing pattern, and what a toss. That's how you talk about getting it done, making something out of nothing. Ben Lawson on the receiving end as Brandt just floated one out there. Key was the other 2 defenders weren't looking back at the quarterback.
Back shoulder throw is what that was. He kind of saw his receiver, threw it to a spot, and let his receiver come back and make a play. Lawson, also a sophomore on this team. Excellent connection there. And a big first down for Bethany. Boy, this Blanchard defense is good, Steve.
And they got good size, too, from
Absolutely.
the way it appears. Here's the running play. A little bit of a cross buck in that backfield. Harrell is going to pick up 3 yards.
I think the key for Bethany is they got to stick to the ground game. Even if you're picking up 2 and 3 yards a pop, allow yourself to get in 3rd and manageables. This Blanchard defense has been stingy. I believe they haven't allowed a touchdown in the last 7 or 8 quarters, 1 of the 2. So they've been good their last 2 games. And it's not a game where you're going to go up and down the field against them, but you've got to play field position. You've got to keep yourself ahead of the chains.
Won a state championship back around 2012, and then runner-up also back-to-back years in and around that area. I could be off a year or 2. Here's a pass complete. Nice catch, nice throw. Complete and caught there by Brady Wright, 6-foot senior wide receiver, and Brandt was right on the money.
I think you'll see that a lot, moving the pocket, allowing that, making that size on that defensive line run. Get Brandt outside the pocket where, RPOs, run-pass option, give him a different look. Excellent job there by the offense to pick up a first down and show something different to this Lion defense.
Brady Wright is down here at the bottom of your screen, split out wide to the right. Connor Wallstad is the receiver to the top of your screen. 2 running backs in the backfield with Brandt. Little counter play. Keeper, and that's not going anywhere. That's going to lose 4 yards. Good job that time by that Blanchard defense.
The defensive lineman had outside contain. Brandt's got to see that and just tuck it up, get his 2 yards. And he's trying to make a bigger play by getting the outside. If he just cuts that up inside, he's not going to pick up more than 2, but it wouldn't have been a negative play. And this is where you don't want to get, Steve, against this Lion defense, is in 2nd and 13.
Ryan Bracken, noticed he's one of those guys going both ways for Blanchard.
Hillis in the slot. We'll see if he gets it on a jet sweep here.
5 on the play clock. 2nd and long, straight out quarterback draw. Brandt keeps it, is tripped up, but falls forward to about the 45-yard line. He got a good chunk of it back. He's only going to need about 4 for a first down.
Really good athlete, really good play call. Showed off the speed there. Spread out that Lion defense. A good seal block by the right guard, 58. I believe that is Josh Ward. So Ward with the kick-out block, and Brandt picks up 9 of the 13 needed here, 3rd and 4.
Broncos trying to keep the drive alive. Read option, and that time he held on to it a little too long and paid the price as Bracken was there to make the stop for the Lions. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excellent job by the defense. Brackens had the quarterback. Casey Sharp was outside with the running back. It wouldn't have mattered who had the ball there, Steve. They had that defended well. They were on cue. But still, I think you can call this a successful drive for Bethany if they can pin a punt down inside. They're going to take off nearly 5 minutes of game clock. and force Blanchard to start inside their own 20-yard line. So with a decent punt here, not a bad start for the Bethany offense.
Jamie Nance is the return man, and he is electrifying. If he gets an opportunity to run or catch the ball tonight, here's a good punt. Nance runs up, takes it at his own 21-yard line, looks to get to the corner. Out to the 25 is tackled, and that's a nice job in the open field by the Bethany special teams. Caught it on the fly, only picked up about 4 yards, and it'll be at the 25-yard line, and that's where Blanchard will put it in play, 1st and 10.
Cody Hunt with the tackle, also the punter. So the punter gets down there after he rugby punts it and gets down there and makes an excellent tackle, as you mentioned, getting along the ankles and holding on. Looked like Hunt on the rugby punt had some room to run if he had wanted to. May look for that later in the ball game, but certainly a smart play to boot that down.
Nance, wide receiver, comes near side. He's picked up there by Braxton Reed. Man-to-man coverage. Cooper with the handoff. Dropped the ball carrier in the backfield.
Denton Parcells, the linebacker, getting in the hole, number 52, making that tackle in the backfield, forcing a 2nd and 11. Boy, some good size at receiver. Look at all 4 receivers look to be easily 6, or 3 of the 4 for sure, easily 6 feet tall. So some advantage potentially on the outside for this Blanchard throwing game.
Rolling it this way, Cooper has a man wide open. Pass is caught. That's going to be first down in yardage and then some. Reception made there by number 88, Peyton Toll.
The cornerback, Braxton Reed, on the play, had his eyes in the backfield. He saw the rollout and committed hard to the quarterback roll. In doing so, he allowed way too much room behind him in the zone coverage. Safety couldn't get over there in time. That's an easy pitch and catch for the offense.
Running play this time. Quarterback keeper, but he's going to get a yard, and that's about it. Good job that time by Bethany. Yeah, when you look at him, Brian, just on the field, Blanchard appears to be a lot larger.
Yeah, number 3. Looks really tall. Who's that? That's Jamie Nance, you mentioned.
Right.
He's listed at 5'11". I'm sorry, he's taller than 5'11". Yeah. Look down here at the bottom of the screen, some height. So you're right.
Quarterback keeper, Cooper. Again, good job by Bethany. Just inching his way forward incrementally. That time again, maybe a half yard. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
Well, I'll say this. I coached a lot of these Bethany kids in basketball growing up. My younger brother goes to school here. And the junior class for Blanchard and the senior class, I remember seeing them play as we were coming up, and both had extremely good athletes. So there are a lot of athletes and a lot of size on the field for this Lion team.
Looks like Bethany may have jumped the gun there. Their nose tackle coming across. That's going to be encroachment.
Well, that's a silly penalty if you've got them in 3rd and 8. They're in a situation where they're probably going to have to pass. And now they've got the option to run or pass. So that could be a costly penalty for this defense. We'll see.
Yeah, because now it's only a running play that takes 3 yards as opposed to 8. Can mix up pretty much most anything there. Here comes the run, straight ahead give.
Should be just short.
A little shy of the necessary yardage. Number 33, Bryce Madron on the carry. He's just a sophomore, 5'8", 150. He's definitely somebody to watch for the future for these Blanchard Lions.
Well, this is a big play here, Steve, for the Bethany defense. If they can get a hold, they basically can get the ball back where they punted from. So other than a little bit of time running off the clock, they would allow themselves no damage, really. So really the drive and the punt set themselves up nicely.
4th down situation. Cooper on the handoff, slipped up in the backfield, and he's not going to get it. That's going to turn it over to the Broncos, and the home fans love it.
Boy, great pursuit there on the left side. Right side of the defense, left side of the offense, and they had 3 guys in the backfield. You mentioned when he tried to cut, he slips, but I think even if he doesn't slip, that wall was there. There was no getting forward, and he picked up a half a yard, needed a full one, and it's going to be 1st down Bethany, and a great hold by the defense, and now the offense is set right back up where they punted from last time, and certainly in good position to continue driving forward.
So the Broncos take over.
Ooh.
Boy, just about had that ball on his hip.
Yep.
Almost lost it.
You know, Steve, I'm impressed with the penetration on every play that Bethany defensive line got. You look at the size of the Bronco or the Lion offensive line as compared to Bethany, and they're bigger. And so for that defensive line to get that much push, really impressive. And that's one thing I noticed in the game against Kingfisher. Their lines dominated the game. Kingfisher a little smaller than Blanchard, but if that defensive line can continue to have that success, they'll be okay. They better hustle here. 6 on the play clock.
Down to 3-2. Brandt going to have to call the timeout. That's with 3:54 left to go here. Still in the first quarter. It's still scoreless between Blanchard and Bethany. And we'll take a quick timeout and come back with more for you right here on Your View.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has Bliss with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. One less thing to spoil the weekend. No, it can't make the fish bite, but maybe they'll work on that. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Welcome back, everybody. 3:54 left to go in a scoreless first quarter between Bethany and Blanchard. Bethany just held on downs, picked up 2 yards on their first down play. Now a 2nd down and 8 as Brandt keeps it off the left side, gets across midfield. Going to pick up about 3 on the play, and that'll set up 3rd and let's call it 6 or 7.
You know, this Blanchard defense is obviously keying on the run. It's what Bethany does well. And I'm not saying you got to do this for the whole game, but it's early in the game. Your defense has a stop. I'd like to see maybe, you mix in some RPOs somewhere and get Brandt on the outside and maybe spread that defense out just a hair to maybe try to open up some running lanes. Maybe you pass a little bit to set up the run with as well as the Blanchard defense is playing.
Here's a misdirection play. They get to Peyton Harrell, and Harrell finds a big hole off the left side, gets first down yardage and then some inside the 30-yard line. All the way down to the 29. Nice play call there and a big hole. Great job by that offensive line on the left side.
Excellent play call. Harrell actually took 3 steps to his right like they were going to throw a screen pass and came back and ran a counter play. There was one linebacker on the backside. Harrell made a miss and a big gain later, and now Bethany inside the 30-yard line looking for points.
We go under 3 minutes left to go in a fast-moving first quarter here. At Bethany, number 4, Blanchard, number 7, Bethany. Top 10 matchup here tonight on Your View. Here comes a little end around as they get it in the hands. Good job there. Nice run as he finishes it off. Number 26 was the ball carrier. That's Jackson Howard.
That's a great play call. They set up in the deep back of Harrell, make it look like he's coming around. Harrell kind of hides at the tight end behind the line, sneaks around, and the entire defense obviously flowed to its right, looking for Harrell to get the running back, and they snuck Howard around the backside. Same formation on the other side now.
Under center, going to pitch it right side. Lost the football. Got it right back, luckily. Harrell on that exchange is going to lose several yards, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 7 now.
Great play by the linebacker, Mark Parks, coming in hard off of the edge. Harrell probably better serve to try to bounce it outside of him as he was charging hard. Instead, they tried to cut it up. Parks got his arm on the football, and Harrell very lucky that thing bounced right back up to his knees, and Harrell with good hands able to grab it in. So now a big 3rd down and 6. I'd imagine, though, 2-down territory, Steve, for the Broncos.
Harrell's in the backfield with Brandt. Brandt looks left on the throw, wants to throw the middle screen. However, well, I'm not sure who that was intended for because it was only only an offensive lineman in the area.
Harrell's down on the ground and taking a second to get back up. He fell on the play.
He's tying his shoe.
Yeah.
Now, did he sit out last week?
Yes, he did. He did not play last week up at Tulsa Central. Jacob Kyle was the backup running back. So Hillis either got tripped up. Tell you what, if he had been there, the Blanchard line never saw the ball. So I think that there would have been some room to run on that screen pass, but he fell down, and so it was incomplete.
4th down and 7 now. Broncos, Sam Brandt, your quarterback. And we've got a flag call. Clock did not run out, but it's still going to be a procedure penalty called against Bethany. That's a big call.
Yeah, I didn't see who may have jumped on that. I like some of the creativity so far in this Bethany play call, Steve. We talked about how Blanchard be keying on the run. Bethany's mixed it up a hair. I don't know what you have on 4th and 12. Maybe you throw something towards the end zone, but that equal size that Blanchard has the advantage on offense, they also have on defense, as those same wide receivers are playing cornerback.
Quick kick to the right corner, and they're going to down that inside or right at the 5-yard line, as it turns out. And another pretty good call there by Bethany, as they're able to pin them all the way back at the 5-yard line. Ball was down there by Jaden Johnson. Good hustle downfield by the big guy, number 75, Johnson, 6'4", 240, and a senior.
Pretty good little pooch punt there from the 30-yard line by the quarterback, showing off a little skill. And, again, I think this is the right game plan if you're Bethany. This is not a defense that allows a lot of points. You play field position against them and see if you can't capitalize on a mistake and force them to go 95 on you.
Lions take over, 1st and 10 from their own 5. Cooper on the keeper. I knew I was going to get to say that a couple times tonight. But it looks like he actually lost maybe a half yard in the play.
Great play there by the sophomore Brody Claiborne. Had the read on the quarterback. He stayed home and made a good form tackle. So great job there by the sophomore. Claiborne also finished, I believe, 6th last year in the state golf tournament in 4A. So a really good golfer and a good outside linebacker.
Final minute of play here as Cooper drops the throw, looks over the middle, looking for Nance. It goes through his hands, incomplete. Good coverage out there by number 11, Lawson Stout, who's a little slow to get up.
Well, yeah, Nance landed right on him. When they came to the ground, Stout landed flat on his back, and Nance landed right on top of him. A great play to get out there and knock Nance's arms down. But my guess is he's got the wind knocked at him because it looks like he's moving everything. You know, he's his arms, and probably just a deal where if someone lands right on top of your chest, you lose that breath.
And hopefully that's all it is, as he gets a look-see from the training staff. Hopefully they have told everybody that he's going to be all right and get ready to get back to the action. We have 52 seconds remaining here in this first quarter of play. Still no score. Both teams very methodical in moving their the ball.
Well, this looks like maybe.
Yep, I think we're going to take a timeout right here. We'll do that and return to your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. Bethany and Blanchard, no score. It's game time here on Your View. We're
because practice pays off. Because it's better to give than to receive. Because there's no place like home. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money, with innovative services that let you focus on what's most important. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get back to the action here with 52 seconds left. Going to be looking at a 3rd down and 10 for Blanchard from their own 5-yard line. Camden Cooper, the quarterback. Bethany's owned the time of possession here in the early going. Cooper, little delay, run it back the opposite way on the counter, and that's get backed up in the backfield, drop him for a loss on the play. And again, it looked like a little problem with the footing out there. Madron tackled on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th and long situation.
So now twice Bethany has played the punt game and the defense game, and they're doing very well at that. Again, Claiborne on the outside. Looked like there was some running room. The cutback lane not there, and once Claiborne stopped the pursuit, 3 of his teammates in to make the tackle. And you got to be careful here, Steve. Heels on the white line back there, a bad snap or something, and Bethany should get pretty good field position here.
Final seconds winding down in this first quarter of play.
Want to punt this while you have the wind at your back, though.
Bounce it back there. They do get the kick away. It's a great
punt.
kick.
What a punt.
All the way out to the 49-yard line.
Oh, good move.
Getting to the outside. Flag is thrown from the near side line judge, so you got to think that this is going to be taken back. But what a kick.
Yeah, 40 ball was punted from the 2, caught at the 48, so 46 in the air. By the way, on the return was Lawson Stout, so that was the player injured 2 plays ago, so obviously he's okay, which is a good sign for the Broncos. But as you mentioned, a hold. Well, the sad thing is the hold they called nowhere near the play.
Right. So they're going to talk about it. We'll let you know what comes of this discussion. And then I guess they're going to break for the quarter. I don't want to send it to break right here, although that's looks like exactly what they're going to do and call.
They're stepping it off. Block in the back.
We'll just keep it right here. We'll also try to check on some of the scores on the Squirtle app this week. Had some games that were played last evening, some of the bigger games being played tonight. Brian already talked about Wagner and Oologah, Norman North and Tulsa Union tonight. The other ones that I saw there, with understandably a west side bias, Plainview and Sulphur in Class 3A is a top 10 battle. Edmond Santa Fe and Broken Arrow is a top 10 battle in Class 6A. They ranked this game here as the number 7 game of the week.
Wow.
And then Ada and Tuttle, the number 8 game of the week. So 2 games right there in the very same district at number 7 and number 8 for the games of the week, is seen by the Daily Oklahoman.
Oh, you got to.
Wow.
Pretty lucky there by Brant. The defense was ready for that. The outside cornerback, who was not guarding that receiver, jumps the slant route. Brant lucky that one falls incomplete. By the way, Norman North and Union playing. Not sure if you mentioned that one. Of course, rematch of last year's state championship. Norman North leads early as Drake Stoops has a touchdown at 7-3 Timberwolves.
All right, we're going to take a break after the first quarter. No score. Blanchard and Bethany when we come back right here on Your View.
Oklahoma. It's in our name. We are Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance. We're here when skies are blue and when you need us most. We are where you are, with offices in all 77 counties. From our urban streets to our winding country roads, we've been protecting Oklahoma since 1946, so you can focus on what really matters. We're the same Farm Bureau you've always trusted, now even better.
Hungry for pizza? Pick a pair. Mazzio's medium one-topping pizzas are only $6.50 each. Pick your 2 favorite hot, fresh medium one-topping pizzas and get both for only $6.50 each. So go ahead, pick a pair. Only at Mazzio's.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get second quarter action underway. Pitch coming to the near side to Peyton Harrell. Cuts it back, is spilled right at the 45-yard line. He's going to pick up about 4 on the carry.
Really good cut there. That looked like that was going to go for a loss of 2 or 3 and instead turns into a gain of 3. So 3rd and 7 for Bethany. And at some point you want to get some points on the board with all this great field position you've had.
Yeah, it's so funny in all the games that we've been calling throughout the year with the high up-tempo offenses and the high scores that we've seen. We've got a scoreless tie here in the second quarter of action. Running play here. Nowhere to go for Harold. Bracken there to answer the door and drop him in his tracks.
Tried to go to the counter play there, that same counter that worked earlier, and Blanchard was ready for that. So punting situation for the Broncos, and again we'll try to pin the Lions deep. Norman North now leading Union 21-17.
Huh. Norman North had that loss to UConn. They've rebounded since then.
It's a good punt there. Oh, it takes a good bounce.
Still going to be great field position. Going to pin him back inside the 10-yard line all the way back to about the 7.
You mentioned that Sulphur and Plainview game. Sulphur is up 14-0 with 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Tough when you get field position like this, Steve, to call plays. You want to be careful because you don't want to run a play that could turn into a defensive touchdown or could give bad field position. But I think with Bethany's ability to stop the run, let's see if Blanchard opens it up a little bit on this drive.
Camden Cooper is the quarterback. Cooper on the year, 42 of 67, 844 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. There's the reception by Jamie Nance, and boy, you give him a step, and he is gone. He's going to get a first down, pick up about 11 on the play.
Yeah, excellent job on the little short route. Then he sidesteps the guy, picks up 12, and pretty good pursuit there by Bethany. It looked like for a second he might have a little more room to run.
So in the backfield, number 33 is Bryce Madron. In the slot near side, it's going to be Carson Craig. And here comes Nance on the jet sweep, looking for that one block, trying to get to the corner. Does so, but a good job by Bethany for the most part. He's still going to pick up. Well, I was going to say he's going to get first down. I didn't think he got 11 yards out of that, but he sure did.
No, they're going to. The near side guy, ref, is moving it back. It'll be just a yard short. Yep. I was watching the far side guy as well. Yeah, 9 yards there. Excellent pursuit on the back side. But as you mentioned, the one block in the backfield, and he's so fast he gets to the edge. So Blanchard opens up the playbook a little bit, their first 2 plays, and quickly out of the shadow of their goalposts.
Cooper with a running back. Madron takes it back, throws it far side, complete. Caught there by Carson Craig, 5'8", 130-pound wide receiver.
Good play by Blanchard to pick up the first down and showing some different looks out of the offense here on this drive. Rather than the regular handoff, they've gone a quick pass, they've gone a jet sweep, and now another screen pass. So the short passing game, when you go 4 wide, can be successful. See if Bethany presses up a little bit closer.
1st and 10 is Cooper. Rolls it out left side, runs it to the short side of the field. Spilled over on the far sideline in amongst the players on the Blanchard side of the field. Again, another nice gain on the play.
Austin Stout on the hit for Bethany, so the young man that was hurt now delivering a blow to Blanchard. And you're right, Steve, that was just a direct run all the way. As soon as he snapped the ball, fouled his blocker out the outside. And so Blanchard now getting a little creative on offense and starting to move the ball a bit.
Need to get to the 41 right now at the 38-yard line. 2nd down and 3.
Oh, it's good quick math.
Elementary. Can still handle that.
If we ask you to divide, you're in trouble.
Here's the pass, coming back for it. Not able to bring it in. Pass intended there for number 7, Rex Redmond.
Another one of those juniors I was mentioning. And that ball a little bit on his back shoulder, but if he leads them, it would have bent close to the sideline. So I thought the throw was where it was supposed to be. Redmond went down to catch it and just couldn't crowd in. It was on the back shoulder, but I thought it was a pretty good throw there by the quarterback, Camden Cooper.
So 3rd down and 3 now for the Lions, who've not been able to get much going offensively to this point. Here's a running play, and Madron puts his head down.
Oh, fumbled!
Lost the football. They're going to say, no, it's down.
Oh, wow.
Well, they're saying it's down, that he can't return it, but it is going to be Bethany football.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought he ripped that ball loose. Boy, it was, to start, it was an excellent run by Madron. Patience. He waited behind his blocker for the hole to develop. He was going to pick up first down yardage, but as he was going, I didn't see who ripped it out, but one of the Bethany players just stole the ball right out of his arms as he was going down, in a big play by Bethany. And again, the Bethany defense stands tall, and again, Bethany with good field position. This can't happen all game, Steve. So at some point in time, you got to cash in. You just see it too many times in sports where a team dominates a game, doesn't score, and eventually the tides turn. So you need to cash in.
Here's Brandt. Keeps it himself off the right side, squirms forward. He's going to get about 5 on the carry, and he knows that he was just about a foot tackle away from breaking that one down the sideline.
Sure was, but a good read there, a quick run for him. I wouldn't mind seeing Bethany try some of what we just saw Blanchard, just have Brandt do direct runs. They were successful with the quarterback draw. Maybe you just, as soon as you snap it, you send them out wide and don't mess with the play fake. Use Harrell to block that defensive end and see if you can get Brandt wide. Don't just throw a quick pass. There's nobody guarding the slot receiver here.
2nd down and 5. Harrell trying to get to the corner. Hesitates and then moves forward. He'll get a yard or 2, not much more.
3rd down 2, a good cut back there. If you watch the Blanchard and Bethany, a lot of run teams will have it set up where if the receivers are way off the line of scrimmage, as soon as you snap it, you throw it because you won't have a lineman downfield. And if you watch, the Bethany slot receiver has 15 yards between him and his defender. But maybe with a sophomore quarterback, they don't want to put that much on him. But if you look at the slot receiver on the top side of the screen, if you were to snap the ball and throw it to him, he's going to pick up a first down.
Here's the keeper for Brandt, left side, fighting. Blanchard fighting back the other way. He's not going to get it, not even going to gain yardage, actually going to fall back to the 34-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down and 3.
Well, I'd almost consider going for
Yeah.
it here. I mean, you like we mentioned, at some point in time, you're not going to keep getting the ball at midfield. Trying to watch the quarterback's reaction, see if. Well, he just kind of dropped his head. I wonder if they're going to go punt here. I think they are going to go quick kick.
Harrell is the up man. He will do just that. Angles it towards the left corner. They spike it back in, but they say he went over the end line, so they're going to bring it automatically out to the 20-yard line. Well, we got ourselves quite a football game. I don't know the last time I called a scoreless battle midway into the second quarter.
But, you know, it hadn't been a boring game. It's
No,
not
not
like
at all.
it's been excitement, good plays on defense, both teams making plays. It's just one of those games where both defenses are stepping up and making the plays on 3rd and 4th down. Both offenses are getting creative, just can't break through. And got a feeling it's here before too much longer the Blanchard Lion offense is going to get going. They've been close.
Haven't really been that many big plays yet either. Here's a pass to Craig on the near
Good
sideline.
hit.
Makes a nice move, picks up some good yardage, and then he gets driven backwards.
But that's the play I was talking about that Bethany needs to look at is that, and great job by Blanchard. It was a zone read, but he also had an eye on the receiver. The receiver had 12 yards of cushion, throws it out there, and it's an easy 7 yards.
Good gain on the play. 1st down for the Lions. Camden Cooper rolling left side. Wide open receiver. Pass is caught along the far side.
Callan Coyle.
Callan Coyle, okay.
Yep.
Wide receiver. 6'4", 150 they list him at. They had another 88 at the bottom of the page, but underclassmen. 1st down for the Lions at their own 43-yard line. Oof.
Oh, and that ball in the air. The play flake doesn't work when the running back runs to the opposite side of the quarterback, and the guy that delivered the blow is hurt. Looks like maybe his shoulder separated there for. Well, no, he gets up and he's going to stay in the game. 21. He's just going to rub it off, I guess. Throw a little dirt on it.
Maybe he thought he was staying in the game.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to be replaced heading out that way.
Yeah, that arm's hanging a little low. We got to get that put back in place. Never a comfortable feeling.
2nd down and 10. Cooper dropping down the middle. Oh,
Yep.
That was some early
Yep.
contact there.
Trying to jump the route to get the pick and went through the defender when he did so, and that's going to be an easy call for the referees. I like the break on the ball, aggressive to the ball, but as you mentioned, he was playing the ball and didn't see the receiver and ran through him, and that's an easy call. That's where I have a little problem with the flags.
So that's going to move the ball all the way down into Bethany territory. Actually, you're going to spot it, and it looks like the 42-yard line. 1st and 10. Teams have been in scoring range, but nobody's really been close to scoring.
This is the first time that Blanchard's been across midfield, I believe. They got close to midfield on the first drive. No, they did get just across. You're right.
Here's the pass to Craig again. Nice move, but just
Good tackle.
can't break free. And there's Sam Brandt, the quarterback, on one side playing safety as they do so many times in these smaller classes.
The kid's a really, really good athlete, incredible athlete. Had the pleasure of coaching him for 6 years, and just one of those kids that he has a knack for always being in the right place at the right time. And sometimes that's an intangible you just can't coach, and he's got that.
2nd down and long. Cooper, quick slant.
Oh, that's nice.
Over the middle to Nance. Nance is going to be near 1st down yardage. Looks like he's going to be about half yard shy.
That was a really good throw. That was in traffic. He threw that between 3 guys and over a linebacker. Really confident throw there by Cooper. And you get the feeling that Nance is his go-to guy, Steve?
Yeah. He is that, no question.
You have some numbers on Nance for the year?
I was looking there. For Nance has 21 catches, 588, and 5 touchdowns. So that's right at 100 yards a game.
It's another catch. I think he's going to get it, but not by much. Who's their next leading receiver? How many catches does that guy have?
Not many at all, if I recall correctly. The second leading receiver only had 8. That's Craig, who's probably already got 3, maybe even 4 tonight.
Nance has at least 4.
Yeah. And I think these stats may be missing a game.
Okay.
As I'm looking at that, because it says 6-0, and I believe they've won 7.
Gotcha. Craig, is he coach related to the coach over there?
I'm thinking that yes, he
son,
is.
Yeah. Son or nephew, maybe. They marked him short, by the way, 4th and less than a yard.
Straight ahead, Madron.
Got it.
Has the first down as he spills across the 30-yard line down to the 29, 1st and 10 for the Lions. Great crowd. I love the hill over here at Bethany, and so many fans over there just gathered up. Here's a running play. Madron, here comes a penalty flag thrown by the referee from the backfield. That's never good if you're the offense.
Nope, quick call there. Yeah, you bring your own lawn chair over there, set up. Great view of the game. A lot of kids over there play on the hill. It's a great family spot. You know, you bring your young kids, you can watch the game, let them play in front of you. It's a good deal.
I want to remind everybody that all Game Time High School football games stream live each week at yourview.com. Also, check back throughout the week for Ford Game of the Week highlights and additional coverage, including the new weekly high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, with host Jeremy Crabtree. You can find it on yourview.com. All right, Lions now with a 1st and very long. Cooper, one-on-one coverage with Nance. How does that happen? He catches it, but he's out of bounds. So it's an incomplete pass.
One of the other games you mentioned earlier in the top 10 matchup, Sky took and Bishop Kelly in 5A. Sky leads that one 28-16. Trying to sneak some scores in as we have some time between plays. Weatherford leads Cache 14-7, a game on this side of the state. Norman North now trails 28-24.
Another shootout.
Yep. Sorry, Norman North leads Union 28-24.
That's all right. It's still a shootout.
Yep, you're right.
Here's Madron running play left side.
Nice job.
Good job by number 52 for the Bethany defense coming up, making the hit. That's Denton Parcells. You called his name earlier. Making a nice play and allowing a very short gain.
The linebackers, Parcells and Claiborne, have done a really good job in the run game. They've flowed downhill. They have not overrun any plays. They've been there on the backside for the misdirection plays. They're very keyed in. So obviously that was something they had to have focused on film this week, and they've done a good job picking it up. So we have 3rd and a long way. I mean, don't you throw this ball to Nance and see what he can do?
Absolutely. Fake it to Madron. Roll, throw for Craig. Double coverage over there. And just a little too long.
Well, he caught that. I mean, he's out of bounds, but he caught that ball. That's incredible. What a great catch. He laid out and caught that thing, but as you mentioned, he came down out of bounds.
So that'll bring up a further 4th down situation. Some other scores, Mustang leading Moore 21-15. That's pretty close. You've got Santa Fe trailing Broken Arrow 28-14. Edmond North leads PC North 21-7. Yukon 22, Edmond Memorial 8. In games last night, Westmore beat Norman 70-24 and Owasso 48 and Southmore 2. Here's the kick. Good strong kick once again. This one's going to be too deep and go into the end zone, and that'll bring it out to the 20. So still no score. 3:02 left to go in this first half of play between Bethany and Blanchard. Top 10 matchup, number 4 and number 7. Well, maybe not offensively, but defensively has certainly lived up to the billing.
Sure has. Another score from this district, a game you were talking about during the preview tonight. Tuttle leads Ada 14-0 currently. So that's a game that will have a lot of implication on this district for sure. So if you're Bethany here, obviously you want to see if you can get some big plays early, but I would have to assume, Steve, we're going to see a run on the first couple plays. Force Blanchard to either use their timeouts or see if you can't keep this ball to the half. I don't know that you want to give it back to the Blanchard offense, especially with Blanchard getting the ball to start the second half.
3:02 left to go. Here's a running play to the right side, fighting forward, going to get to the 25-yard line. Ulaga leading Wagner 8-0, trying to put an end to the longest winning streak in large school history.
You know, they've led a couple times in the last couple years, certainly in the regular season meetings, and Wagner's
It seems like they
ripped their
exploded.
hats
In
off.
the fourth quarter, they scored 3 touchdowns and game over. So 2nd down and 5. Nobody in a hurry. 2:30 left to go here in this first half.
Well, I thought Blanchard would burn one of their timeouts after that first down play.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
There's a bad snap. Brand has to go back and gather it in. He's just going to throw it in the dirt.
Great job. What a great play. Gets outside the pocket, locates the receiver, throws it past the line of scrimmage. There's no grounding. Because it was a pass play, luckily, there are no linemen downfield. That's just a heady play by the sophomore quarterback. Problem, though, is it stops the clock.
Well, 3rd and 5.
I mean, at this point, you've already stopped the clock and they got 3 timeouts. You might as well try to throw it and pick up the first down. They're going to have to hustle. Still 10 on the play clock. They go empty.
And they're going to take a timeout with 2:17 left to go here in this first half of play. Don't forget, we've got your Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance Halftime Show brought to you by your Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance agent, the same Farm Bureau that you've always known and trusted, now even better. Take a look at some of the other scores from across the state.
That looks like, go ahead, sorry.
And see what else is going on at some of the other venues.
By the way, that looked like that was setting up for another one of those quarterback draws, empty backfield. Midwest City leads Putnam West 33-18. Davis over Kingston 21-7. UConn up on Edmond Memorial to have 22-8. Jones beating Prague 16-0.
Jones has been a powerhouse for a couple years now.
Yes.
You know, a 3A school, several D1 recruits. Sean Shaw going to Iowa State. Dalton May, big tight end. We've had some good ones. Broncos come back out on the field, looking at a 3rd down and 5.
Empty backfield again. Got to be keying on Brant here as the linebackers come up close.
You called it. Running play up the middle.
But they're trying to push him, but he's not. He's going to be short. But Blanchard's got to call timeout here, don't they? 4th and less than a yard. Well, they're going to let it. They're going to let it bleed down, so they're going to get the ball back with a minute and a half. I mean, if you got all 3 of them, why wouldn't you use it?
Yeah, I would. That would be a question to ask. That's for sure.
I mean, you can't think
There's going to be about 50 seconds left to go in the half by the time that they actually have to snap this football. But then they have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
For offense, you're right. But with the clock stopping on first downs, you don't necessarily need all 3 for them. You know, they're only going to have to go 60 yards. So Bethany runs it down to a second left on the play clock and calls timeout.
All right, no score. Will it be scoreless at the halftime intermission? Well, we'll let you know as we continue to.
In this huddle, you have to, if you're the Bethany coaching staff, say you've got to punt this outside the numbers, even if you give up 5 yards, because you don't want to give Nance the ball in the middle of the field with room run. You've got to directionally punt this to one side of the field or the other. Don't allow a big play in the special teams game to cost you points going into the locker room. Neither team really has the momentum right now, so if you're Bethany, you want to certainly not allow Blanchard to get it going in.
Hey, remember, you can watch the replay of the Ford Game of the Week Tuesday evening at 7:30 right here on Your View. That's Cox Channel 1333.
So Nance back deep. He just looks like an athlete when you look down from the box at him.
4th down and 1. Dropped the football. Picks it up. He's in trouble. He's going to go down. They're going to mark him down at the 22-yard line. Boy, that's the one thing you did not want to do.
Snap was good. He just dropped it. The punter simply dropped it, and that's Cody Hunt. Just dropped the ball, and so now Blanchard's got it 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. And guess what? You didn't need any of those timeouts now.
Yeah, as it turns out, right?
Golly, those guys know what they're doing over there.
How about that? All right, they break the huddle. Cooper is your quarterback. Different man in the backfield. Believe that's number 44, and that's Jackson Greenwood.
7 yards.
Nice job for Cooper up the middle. He's telling everybody, line up, let's go. Still plenty of time with those timeouts remaining, 3 of them. Cooper takes the snap. He runs the quarterback draw. Didn't really fake anybody out on that one. That might be a good time to use a timeout.
Yep, they will.
All right, we're going to do the same with 53 seconds left to go here in the first half of play. No score, but Blanchard threatening when we come back.
Get into something good, like Brahms Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae. Get into something good. 2 big dips of Brahms Premium Vanilla Ice Cream. Rich and creamy hot fudge. A shower of toasted almonds. Whipped cream and a cherry. Now you've got something good. A Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae. Every day's a Sunday at your neighborhood Brahms. Get into something good.
Game.
We're back here at the football facility for Southern Nazarene, also known as the football field here at Bethany for the Bethany High School Broncos. And they just had an unfortunate situation where the punter dropped the ball. That gives Blanchard 1st down. Now looking at a 3rd down and 4. Cooper, quarterback straight ahead. He's got a couple. Don't think he has the 4, or does he?
It's going to be right on it. The backside official. Looks like his left leg is. Yeah, it's going to be short. No, they're going to give it to him. So 1st and goal from the 7.
All right, so new set of downs. Cooper going to keep it. Left side, Cooper for the end zone. He got in. Touchdown. Lions on the board first with 38 seconds to go before halftime.
Well, you mentioned it, the mistake for Bethany, the drop punt, and 4 quarterback draws later, Camden Cooper finds his way into the zone, and that was the exact momentum that you didn't want to give up. And with Blanchard getting the ball to start the second half, now an opportunity for them to go in the locker room with the momentum and potentially, if they can come out and find points in the start of the second half, be able to maybe distance themselves a bit and make it tough on the Bethany offense.
Here comes the snap back. Extra point attempt on the way. Kick is up, and it is good. 38 seconds left to go before halftime. Lions have finally gotten on the scoreboard as they lead Bethany 7-0, our score right here on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. We'll take a timeout. Be right back.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has bliss with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. One less thing to spoil the weekend. No, it can't make the fish bite, but maybe they'll work on that. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Welcome back as we get ready for action after the kickoff by the Blanchard Lions that has given them a 7-0 lead. First points of the game with 38 seconds left to go before halftime.
Yeah, just capitalizing on a Bethany mistake. Bethany coaching staff, it's been their main focus all year to try to be mistake-free. They were unable to do so there, and barring a big play on a special teams return, you'd have to figure that it's going to be 7-0 heading into the half.
Landon Hamlin is the young man taking care of the kickoff duties as he approaches the football. Line drive, low line drive, going to hit right at about the 20-yard line. Picked up there by Bethany and brought down in his tracks almost immediately. Great hustle by the Blanchard Lions on special teams as they get the stop. Looks like shy of the 20-yard line at about the 18.
I'd imagine you're going to see a running play up the gut here, and both teams heading for the locker room facilities.
See what the Broncos want to do, how they want to play out these final 35 seconds of the half. Going to throw the pass here to the near side. Pass is caught. Good enough for a first down. Reception made there by Lawson Stout.
Just wondering where that play call was earlier in the game.
Restart the game clock as we get under 20 seconds left to go here in this first half. Running play. Harrell up the middle, and he gets some good yardage. That's going to be another first down.
Why not use one of your timeouts here?
Stopped the clock with 14.4. Then they restarted for the first down. 9 seconds. 5 seconds. Going to go throw deep downfield. Had a receiver. Could have been caught, but incomplete.
Well, if he catches that, he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line with 3 seconds left. They would have had a chance to get in the end zone. That was Ben Lawson, who had one catch earlier in the game for a first down. But, man, that was a good ball there. Just over the outstretched arms of Lawson, couldn't quite pull in. But they would have had first down with 3 seconds from the 15 now. Well, throwing it downwind, Brent can probably get it pretty close. We'll see if they
run a little hook and lateral.
Yeah, do something here.
They've been known for some big plays for many years coming up when they needed to, and they need to right now as they trail 7-0. Possibly going to the halftime locker room with that score, and they will. As the quarterback draw up the middle. And a great half of football for both defenses, even a little better for Blanchard, as at the end of 2 quarters of play, it's the Lions on top of the Broncos. They lead it by a score of 7-0. We'll come back, take a look at some of the other scores. It's your Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance Halftime Show. Same Farm Bureau that you've always trusted, now even better. 7-0 our score here on Your View. We'll be back.
Look, there's no law that says your truck can only haul gravel. Introducing the new 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. The F-150 lineup has the capability to get big things to big places big time. So bring out your ATVs, your campers, your Palominos. Hey, you're not always working, but your truck is. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Hungry for pizza? Pick a pair. Mazio's medium one-topping pizzas are only $6.50 each. Pick your 2 favorite hot, fresh medium one-topping pizzas and get both for only $6.50 each. So go ahead, pick a pair. Only at Mazio's.
Because practice pays off. Because it's better to give than to receive. Because there's no place like home. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money, with innovative services that let you focus on what's most important. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
I love the American road.
It's the Great American Ford Sales Event, offering 0% for 60 months on the most 5-star safety-rated vehicles. America's best-selling brand and the best in Oklahoma. Plus, all first responders, active duty, and military veterans get $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers, like 0% financing for 60 months on all Ford SUVs, plus $1,000 appreciation cash. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Oklahoma. It's in our name. We are Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance. We're here when skies are blue and when you need us most. We are where you are, with offices in all 77 counties. From our urban streets to our winding country roads, we've been protecting Oklahoma since 1946, so you can focus on what really matters. We're the same Farm Bureau you've always trusted, now even better.
And welcome back to your Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance Halftime Show, the same Farm Bureau that you've always trusted, now even better. We're at halftime. Our game tonight on Your View has the Blanchard Lions on top of the Bethany Broncos, 7-0 our score. Blanchard getting those points in the final, 40 seconds of that first half of play. So overall, a very good defensive half, Brian, for both of these ball clubs. And, well, when you say that, you can't expect the offense to play as well. Something's got to give. One unit has to have the edge over the other, and to this point it's been the better defense of the two teams.
Absolutely, and you say, well, then how's it 7-0? Well, that certainly isn't on the Bethany defense. They were handed a tall task as Blanchard received the ball 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line on the dropped snap on the punt. So you mentioned that both defenses have stepped up. Bethany's been able to march it deep into Blanchard territory twice and not come away with points, and Blanchard has only crossed the 50 once before that last drive that started at the 17. So both defenses standing up and making plays. We've seen a lot of physical hits, so been very good so far from both defenses.
All right, this is a Class 4A matchup, as we told you. This is District 2. Blanchard is 3-0 and in first place. Bethany is second place with their record at 2-1. Ada also 3-0 on the season. So let's take a look at some of the other scores in Class 4A. Hera leading Tecumseh 19-14. That's before the half. Also Hilldale leading Metro Christian 22-7. Tuttle leads Ada 14-0 is the score there. The Tuttle Tigers on top of Ada 14-0. You have Cassia Hall leading Veneta 28-0. Also in Class 4A, Fort Gibson 41, Will Rogers nothing, Elk City 14, Chickasha 2. It's Weatherford leading Cache 14-7. And it's Oologah right now leading Wagner 8-0. And again, Wagner has not lost in, well, I don't know, since Brian Burchell was probably in grade school. It's been quite a while right there. A game last night that must have been one for the ages. Newcastle beats Clinton, goes all the way down to the final play of the game, 49-48. Newcastle defeats Clinton. Heritage Hall has already beaten Elgin by a score of 48-0.
Yeah, pretty interesting scores there. Maybe Newcastle starting to turn it on as district play comes along, and they're learning, the new offense and new schemes. So, well, that's an interesting score. So, if this game holds the form and Tuttle beats Ada, you'll have 3 teams there clogged up, vying for that second spot. And of course, you want to be in the top 2, so you can host a first-round playoff game and potentially not have to play a superpower in Class 4A.
All right, 7-0 our score. It's Blanchard on top of Bethany. It's your Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance Halftime Show. Brought to you by the same Farm Bureau that you've always come to know and trust, now even better. Take a timeout. Second half action not far away when we return. Welcome back, everybody. As we get ready for second half action, you can see both teams back on the field. Blanchard is gathered around their coaching staff. Lions leading at 7-0. Meantime, the Broncos are going through their mandatory 3 minutes of stretching, getting loose for the second half of play. What will this second half bring us? Obviously, this is still anybody's football game. Blanchard leading it by a score of 7-0, but Bethany has been there all the way. We saw the only 7 points of the game came after a drop snap on a punt attempt, and that gave Blanchard great field position. Would they start that at the 17?
17-yard line, yeah.
And that's
4 straight quarterback draws for Camden Cooper.
The only points of the game to this point. So that's where we sit right now. Second half action getting ready to come your way. It's your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. It's game time, and it's right here on Your View.
Well, I think some things to note is, the Bethany defense really stood tall, but they looked gassed on those last couple drives. The offense is going, especially with a lot of the players going both ways, but the offense is going to have to find a way to sustain some drives and allow the defensive line, and that's the key. They use different linemen for offense and defense, so they need to find a way to get those guys some rest. Talk to some people in the crowd and on the Bethany sideline, some parents and some players, and a lot of folks said, if you told me we didn't have any points at the halftime, we thought we'd be down 3 scores. We got more of a chance than maybe we expected, so I think there's some positivity. But if you're Bethany, you got to get a stop on this first drive, and you got to find a way to get some points. You get down 2 or 3 scores to this defense, and there's just probably no coming back.
All right, so the way it will line up for the second half of play, it'll be Blanchard set to receive, Bethany to kick it away. I was trying to think of a game that I've called in the last several years that even comes close to only being 7-0, and you just don't see those type games anymore. Been a great defensive battle so far here tonight.
Well, I saw a score earlier that was 2-0 at halftime, so at least we're not doing that one.
Here's the kickoff, and before we get underway, we hear whistles right as the kick was delivered. Also flags from the far side, and it's going to be delay a game
on the opening kickoff of the second half. That's not good. And
wow.
Not the worst penalty is that ball was going to be kicked out of bounds too.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a delay a game on a kickoff.
I saw one once, and it was a couple weeks ago. It might have been a week you were gone.
Really?
Yeah. And it was just like this. It was open the second half. So I wonder if maybe they start the clock before the team knows it. And that's silly, though. There's the 2. Oh, no, that's not what the 2-0. Sorry.
Scooted back to the 35. Get ready to kick it again. And I guess the back judge is doing some explaining to the kicker for Bethany. That would be Ben Lawson. He stands close to the football. Little 2-step drop. Angles it towards the sideline. Taken there by Madron. Lost it. Popped right back up to him. How about that? Madron spins. Great move inside Bethany territory. And you can't be more fortunate than Madron was right there on the kick that went through his hands, hit the turf, and popped right back up while he was in stride.
And then made a great move, a little spin move, and second time tonight, Cody Hunt, the kicker, has had to come down and make a tackle. So, wow, you're gifted 7 points into the first half. You're gifted great field position after a fortunate bounce, and now Blanchard in position here to potentially put a little breathing room between themselves and Bethany.
From the Bronco 43-yard line, the handoff to Madron, who gets inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. Gets about 4 on the carry. You'll take that.
Absolutely. Interesting to see Blanchard have success with 4 straight quarterback draws. I wonder if when we see them maybe go back to that play a few more times.
Madron is the running back. He leaves before Cooper can even make the RPO look.
Makes you wonder if that was designed for quarterback Ryan the whole time.
He actually picks up about 3 yards on the play. He's going to need another 3 on third down coming up here. Opening possession of this second half, 7-0. Blanchard on top of Bethany. Lions all set up now from the 35-yard line in Bethany territory. Here's a quick little screen pass. They get it to Nance. Nance has great speed. Taken down. He does get the first down. Nice tackle on the play for Bethany.
It was an interesting concept. Fake the end around to Nance, then fake the handoff to the running back for a play action through Nance, who continued on the route on a swing pass. So a little trickeration on that, and the defense obviously thought Nance wasn't a threat anymore after he didn't receive the handoff.
1st and 10 for the Lions. Cooper, straight run to the right side, this time looking for a block. Gets spilled at about the 23-yard line. He'll get 4 on the carry. And they seem very content to just be grounding this out.
Sure. I mean, with as good as their defense is and with the field position, if they can run some clock and get themselves some points on the board, be tough for they'd be in really good position with the way that they play football.
2nd down and 6. Cooper throws to the outside. Pass is complete. Another first down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. And a nice catch there by number 7 on the far side of the field. That's Rex Redmond.
Redmond's 2nd catch of the night. Boy, Blanchard looks like they've picked up the tempo a little bit too here.
Cooper, your quarterback, gives the ball to Madron, left side, cuts it back, moves towards the first down marker. That's going to be a gain of at least 9 on the play. And it may be a case, as you talked about earlier, that the Blanchard line may be wearing down Bethany.
Yeah, the Bethany defense looked really tired those last couple drives, and boy, they even though they had the halftime to rest, it feels like Blanchard's played this entire drive downhill and knocking on the doorstep of getting a 2-touchdown lead.
They can get a first down as Madron takes the handoff up the middle. Should have enough for the first down, and that'll make it a 1st and goal situation for the Lions.
And on top of that, they're going to run some clock off. Looks this drive is 3 minutes and counting. Remember, it all started with a fortunate break. If that ball doesn't bounce as high and Madron kicks it rather than picking it up, Bethany could have fallen on it. We could be going the other way.
Whistle and an official's timeout. Yeah, they were very fortunate on that play that it bounced right back up the way it did, in stride.
Absolutely. Okay. I didn't think they were figuring out the chains, yeah.
Restart the clock with 8:40 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Trying to add to their 7-0 lead. Cooper, keeper, left side, nothing. Bethany, again, for appearing to be a bit undersized, has done a good job in filling those gaps, making plays and not allowing the big plays so far. So now a 2nd down and goal. Inside the 2-yard line. Cooper, will he keep it again? You bet. Straight ahead into the end zone. Touchdown, Lions. Cooper on the keeper. That makes it 13-0 with the extra point to come.
Well, we talked about the momentum going into the locker room. If you're Bethany, you didn't want to give Blanchard momentum. They did. Blanchard comes out, a nice kick return, and really that drive did not meet much resistance. That was pretty much Blanchard doing what they wanted. A 4-minute and 2-second drive, and quickly a 2-score lead, and the Bethany offense has got to answer right away.
Here comes the extra point attempt here for Blanchard. Landon Hamlin in for the extra point attempt. Snap is back, kick is up, away, and good. So the Lions get on the scoreboard once again, now lead it 14-0 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. It's game time, and it's right here on Your View.
It's the Great American Ford Sales Event, offering 0% for 60 months on the brand with the highest owner loyalty. America's best-selling brand and the best in Oklahoma. Plus, all first responders, active duty, and military veterans get $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers. Like 0% financing for 60 months on all Ford cars, plus $1,000 appreciation cash. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
And we're back. Second half action right now, third quarter. Touchdown by the Blanchard Lions as Camden Cooper on the keeper gets into the end zone, and that makes it 14-0. Blanchard on top of Bethany. 7:58 still to play here in this third quarter.
This is a big drive for the Bethany offense. They need to figure out a way to get some points on the board and certainly get their defense some rest.
Bethany offense has been able to move the ball inside the 20-yard line, or outside of that, in between the 20-yard lines, but not been able to really get inside scoring position. Here's a kickoff that goes off one of the up men, is covered up by Bethany, and they'll get pretty good field position as they'll start this drive at the 36-yard line inside their own territory. And as Brian said, they got to get something going right now, trailing 14-0.
Good field position, so that's a plus. And certainly an opportunity as Steve has missed it popular in the box with the good field position to get some things going.
Here comes Brandt looking to roll to his left side.
Good pass.
Gets it right over the defender's hands and completes the pass there to number 11, Lawson Stout. That'll be enough for a first down.
Well, we talked about them needing to open up the offense. They do so. And so pick up a first down and could potentially move the chains here.
Another pass play. Nice spin move. Picks up a couple of yards, gets it all the way inside Blanchard territory, and Bethany deciding that they're not going to just lie down. They're going to come back, battle back, get their own points on the board, and make a game of this.
Oh, they have to. I mean, they have to. Home game. You already have a loss in district play. It's still plenty early. That's a long option pitch.
It was, and a nice pitch and a great tackle. You talk about going 360 in the air. Coming up and making the play defensively, number 8 was Riley Bussey. Spins the ball carrier down just shy of the first down yardage.
Obviously, unless you lose a lot of yards, it just has to be 2-down territory.
Yep. Third and about 1. Brandt on the keeper, has the first down. And a little more as he's tripped out of bounds at about the 33-yard line.
So the Bethany offense now playing with a little rhythm. We talked about Blanchard playing with rhythm to start the second half. And now Bethany playing with some rhythm.
Running play. Brandt on the keeper. Got a couple yards, then was driven straight back. Picks up 3 on the play.
Boy, Blanchard is really good at swarming to the football. It looked like he had some room around the right edge. And that Blanchard defense just swarmed to the football. The linebackers got there quick and tackled Brandt for just a 2-yard loss. It almost looked like the way he was holding that ball, that was going to be a pass play. But I don't think he ever had time to look downfield and find a receiver.
6:15 left to go here, third quarter. Bethany with perhaps their deepest penetration of the night, and they want to take a timeout and talk about it.
Well, that could be a costly timeout.
They will do just that. 6:09 left to go, third quarter. It's still Blanchard on top of Bethany. They lead it by a score of 14-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll keep it right here, is what we are told. So let's see if we can find any other scores from across the state. Update us on any of the action from 6A, 5A, 4A, and beyond.
Sure thing.
A lot of the best games and closest races are in this district right here, with Blanchard and Bethany, 2 top 10 teams ranked number 4 and number 7.
Well, Tulsa Union just kicked a field goal there, 30-28. End of the third quarter, Oologah 18, Wagner 15. So I'd be betting on Wagner in that one. We'll see what happens. Shawnee leading Glenpool 13-9 at the half. Let's see what else we got here. McGinnis bounces back from their first loss, 62-0 over Guyman. Elk City leads Chickasha 21-2. Sulphur leads Plainview 21-12 now. It was 14-0 earlier.
Setting up the screen pass and a great tackle, just waiting for it. Good job there by Blanchard's number 25 coming up and making that. That's Casey Sharp, senior.
Well, the quarterback, Sam Brandt, got planted. He got rid of the ball, though, and then the receiver got planted by Casey Sharp. So 3rd down and 9, but again, it's got to be 2-down territory.
Sharp quickly gets off the field. Brandt takes the snap, rolls left. Throws down the middle in traffic, and it falls incomplete. Nearly intercepted, nearly caught.
Yeah, just a jump ball there. The receiver and the defensive back both going up for it. The defensive back on the play was Carson Craig, and the receiver on the play was Lawson Stout. So Craig is hurting as he runs off. The coaches go pick him up. It was kind of weird. He didn't look like he was completely under control. Like he was kind of, I don't want to speculate, but he certainly didn't seem to have his legs underneath him. He was wobbly, and as he was running, it almost looked like he lost his balance. So it looked like he may have hit his head on the turf when he landed it and bounced his head. And so with the way he was wobbly, that's what I'm concerned about. But I certainly don't want to make any prognosis from but just the way he was running off, and he just looked really panicked. And generally, that's a sign of when you get a hard hit to the back of your head. And like I said, there was nothing physical. And then as he was running, the coaches had to physically catch him as it looked like he was going to fall. So hopefully, just a stinger. But we'll have to watch to see if he comes back on the field tonight. And certainly, in this day and age, you don't any kind of shot to the head. You just can't play with that anymore.
No, not anymore.
Nope. Too much research now telling us that it's just not worth it.
So 4th down now. Brandt walks out to his position. Harrell in the backfield with him. Receiver to the top of your screen, number 3, is Brady Wright. Rolling left, looking, throwing back against the grain. And a flag comes out late after the ball had been defended.
Well, Brady Wright got hit, but the ball was tipped. So when the ball's tipped, that's what they're discussing right now. He was certainly hit early, but if that ball was tipped, which it was, that shouldn't be pass interference. That's a dangerous throw back across the body, by the way.
Wow.
Way too many defenders.
Yeah,
he did get hit in the back, but the ball was tipped. Once the ball's – they're going to call pass interference. They're going to say it was early. No, now he signals tip. Be interesting here. Ball was tipped. Incomplete.
Good call.
And the coaching staff is on. John Arthur is on the field. He is irate.
And you can understand.
Oh, he's way out there. He's going to get a flag.
Yeah, they're telling him now to back up. But I think they got it right. I mean, you called it right.
Unless the coaching staff is saying he was hit, but he was shoved before the ball was tipped, which he was. He was shoved, but the ref saw the ball tip, so it's hard to say if he was shoved before or after the tip. But that allows the refs, the bailout.
So Blanchard football leading 14-0. Here comes the jet sweep to Nance, and a
great
great job defensively. Brandt says, "Oh yeah, let me play some defense."
Well, I will say this: some of these guys go two ways, but the defense was able to get, with 2 timeouts in there, the offensive timeout and the injury timeout, the defense was able to get a good 8 to 10 minutes of real time of rest. So see if they can spark a play. And sometimes it's missed calls like that. When you kind of get that us against the world mentality, you can get fired up. So we'll see if the defense maybe can make a couple plays and turn this thing around.
Cooper rolling left side, throwing, receiver wide open.
Just too much cushion.
Good job, pass and reception there, made by number 88, Callan Coyle.
Braxton Reed, the defensive back, got his shoulders turned to go downfield like it was a go route, and once that happens, the receiver breaks. As soon as you're a receiver and you see the cornerback turn to run, and you break your route off them because there's no way he can turn and get back to you.
3rd and less than 2. Cooper spins and gets the first down. Didn't get it by much, but didn't need to.
Got hit in the backfield, but this spun off, got away from the first contact, and falls forward.
So a new set of downs for the Lions. Line of scrimmage right at their own 45-yard line. You mentioned a couple times, big number 44 is in there now, Jackson Greenwood, at that tight end position.
He's a good-sized kid, too.
Here's Madron, just a straight run up the middle, and that's going to be good for 8 yards, maybe a little more than that. Every time it looks like Blanchard has Bethany down, Broncos have been able to at least limit the damage. But right now, they can't afford any more damage down 2 scores.
No, and again, the first play, Bethany gets the negative play. They come right back, pick up 13 through the air, and now it looks like the Blanchard offense is clicking. That last drive, they were moving quickly. It looked like everything was downhill, and since that last drive, they're doing it again.
5 on the play clock. And
don't get it off. That was open, too.
They called procedure. It looked like one of the backs was maybe leaning forward. But that's a big penalty again.
Sure. They had a lot of room on the outside for Meldron. So that'll make it 2nd down and 7. I would imagine you see him go back to the ground game and make this a 3rd and manageable.
Cooper's called his own number a lot tonight. Madron has also been elicited to carry a lot of the weight. Play clock all the way down to 6. Still moving players over. Snap is off. Loose football. That's not a good look.
Did Bethany get all their guys off the field? I guess they did. Boy, they almost had 12 men on the field.
So now 3rd down. They're going backwards instead of forwards. It's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, if they don't pick this 1st down up, that was certainly a big penalty, Steve, because they were 2nd down and 2 and had the entire playbook for themselves, and the fumble on 2nd down, now it's 3rd and 7.
Rolling it to the right. Cooper throws on the comeback. Problem is the receiver didn't come back early enough, and it's incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, trying to find his man, Ronnie Brown, on the outside, but the timing was off on the out route. You know, if I'm Bethany, they've hit that out route 4 or 5 times. I think I make him beat me deep. Make him show he can beat me over the top. Those cornerbacks have got to anticipate the out routes. But either way, a stop, punting unit in, and Bethany will get the ball back.
Still 2:53 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. 2 men deep for the Broncos. Number 11 is Lawson Stout, and I believe Peyton Harrell is the other return man back there for the Broncos. Snap is back in fine shape.
Ooh, nearly blocked.
Takes a great bounce for Blanchard. Still rolling. Right at the 20 or the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bethany Broncos. And we said it last time they've had the football, and Mike Whaley, when he was doing games with us a couple years ago, the great coach and OSSAA board member, he said when you get into the 2nd half, you start thinking about how many more times am I going to get the football. Well, right now, if you're Bethany and you still have 12 minutes left and 2 minutes in this quarter, you might get it 3 times, 4 times if you're lucky.
Yeah, especially with the way the 2 teams have run the clock. Oh, nice play here.
Good pitch. Harrell, and that's going to be 1st down or near 1st down yardage.
Looks like they're going to give it to him.
Well, as well as he pitches that ball, you'd think they'd call that more often. He gets a lot behind it.
Sure does. He's an all-around athlete. Will be the starting point guard for the basketball this team this year. Was the only freshman that got major minutes last year. He will pitches and catches for the baseball team. So
here's a pitch coming left side a little too hard. That's loose on the ground. Still loose. It looks like Blanchard's got it. Coming away with the football, number 32 for the Lions. That's Shane Oliver.
And that play wasn't going anywhere anyway, but you'd rather have the 4-yard loss than the turnover on downs. And now the short field, and you feel like if Blanchard punches this in, it might be, barring a huge Blanchard mistake, which it looks to me like they're very sound, it might be, too tall a task for the Broncos. So big possession here for Bethany.
See what the Lions want to do. 2 men in the backfield. Now send Maldron in motion. He takes the pass, is hit, and then dropped. Going to pick up about 2 on the play. Good job defensively by the Broncos. Somebody's getting to chewing because they didn't block their man. See that on the far side of the field. Have the opportunity a lot of weekends to go over and visit with Coach Craig over at the Blanchard facility. He's a regular contributor to our TV show Inside High School Sports.
He's been there a long time.
I think it's read today was his 11th year. There's a running play left side. Maldron gets inside the first down marker, I believe, or close to it at about the 8-yard line.
Well, I know when I was working for another TV station here in the city and we were broadcasting football live, he was the coach at Blanchard then. That was back in, 08 and 09 and 10, so he's been there a while.
Knew him when he's assistant coach over at Dell City with Henry Manning and great group of guys at the head over there. Inside the 10, first and goal now from the 8. Lions trying to put another nail in the coffin. It's a handoff up the middle, and that's going to get about a yard, nothing more.
Good job by the linebackers again of this Bethany team. Now, both linebackers, they only play defense. That'll help them stay fresh, obviously.
Yeah, that becomes a big deal right at this 4A, 5A level. Don't see many 3A teams that are afforded the luxury of having guys just go one way. 10 to go here on the play clock. Final 40 seconds of this third quarter of play. Stretch play. Cooper decides to keep it, gets it down to about the 6-yard line. And if the down marker is right, that should be 4th down. Trotting some guys off, some guys coming on. Blanchard yet to make their decision. Looks like they're going to let this quarter come to an end before they make any decision. So that will be the end of this third quarter. As we head to the fourth quarter, Blanchard is knocking on the door, and right now they lead it 14-0 over Bethany on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week. It's game time right here on Your View. We'll be back.
Oklahoma. It's in our name. We are Oklahoma Farm Bureau Insurance. We're here when skies are blue and when you need us most. We are where you are, with offices in all 77 counties. From our urban streets to our winding country roads, we've been protecting Oklahoma since 1946, so you can focus on what really matters. We're the same Farm Bureau you've always trusted, now even better.
Hungry for pizza? Pick a pair. Mazio's medium one-topping pizzas are only $6.50 each. Pick your 2 favorite hot, fresh medium one-topping pizzas and get both for only $6.50 each. So go ahead, pick a pair. Only at Mazio's.
Welcome back, everybody. As we move to the fourth and final quarter, Blanchard Lions looking now at a 3rd down.
And goal. I thought it was 4th down too, but I guess just 3rd down. Goal from the 7-yard line, so they've been looked solid on extra points. It'll be interesting to see if they don't get the score and they stay outside the 5, maybe. Would they? You'd have to figure if they run it here, it means they're going for it. If they throw it, they're planning on kicking. At least that would be the general notion.
I would think Cooper's keeping this one way or the other.
Would agree, especially with Madron not in the backfield.
Here's a running play. It's going to be a straight ahead give that goes nowhere.
It's the first carry for Mark Parks tonight that I remember.
Right.
So I wonder, do you think maybe Madron was shaken up on that play? Because he wouldn't have been tired. He had just had the entire break of the quarter. So maybe that was part of the reason they took their time. Maybe he was a little shaken up because you would have to imagine he'd have been on the field for a 3rd and goal coming out of a timeout. I mean, there's no plenty of time to rest. So here we go, a big field goal attempt for Blanchard.
Landon Hamlin. They'll kneel down and put it right at about the 14-yard line, so a 24-yard attempt from Hamlin. Try to add to this 14-0 lead. Snap back, ball down, kick is away, and they...
Oh, he missed it left.
Missed it left, pulled it just a bit. That allows Bethany really to stay in the football game. Any points there would have made it a 3-possession game, but now it remains a 2-possession game. We still have 11:15 as we're just underway here in this fourth quarter.
So a big stop for Bethany, and that's a big stand because you gave them the ball inside the 20-yard line, and so, or inside the 30-yard line. So now Bethany Still same situation. We talked about how many times we get the ball. Now I think you're at best case scenario 3 times.
So you got to make something happen. Here's the quarterback, Brant,
good hit.
On the run, and he does get sliced down over there.
39 maybe? Those numbers look tough to read when they scrunch up. 38. Yeah, 38.
38 for the Blanchard Lions. Jackson Stratton, senior safety, coming up and making the play.
Well, and you figure with the way both these teams' offenses work, especially Blanchard being up, the clock's not going to stop much except for first down. So,
running play, getting some good room, going to be just shy of the first down necessary. Third and short. Keeper straight ahead.
Well, he got it, but not by much.
You're exactly right, but again, it doesn't matter by how much. A friend sends me, looks like McGinnis won their game tonight, 62-0.
By the way, that's 11 straight quarters now that Blanchard is not allowed a touchdown. It's pretty good.
It's real good.
Excellent chip block there.
Brant going downfield. Going
what
up
a catch.
Making the catch. How about that? Great job by Jacob Kyle. You said he played a bunch last week. Makes a big, big play here.
Yeah, he was the running back last week with Harrell out of the game, and a great catch there. Boy, Brant just held on that ball as long as he could. He did not want to run. He wanted to throw that ball downfield. They've done a good job getting him out of the pocket. You know, he's only probably 5'8", 5'9", so you do have to get him out of the pocket.
Here's an option play to the right side.
Great
it's
cutback.
Harrell again.
Oh, he fumbled.
Harrell gets it out to the 40-yard line, then lost the football.
Looks like Bethany got it back. No, Blanchard got it.
Wow.
Boy, someone put a helmet right on the football. You could see we had a great angle from here, and there was a helmet put right on the football. That thing popped loose, and man, that's back-to-back turnovers. And where the turnovers kill you too, Steve, on top of the fact that you're down 2 scores and it can hurt your field position. When you only have so many possessions left, I mean, this is just now you basically just wasted 2 minutes off the clock, and now you give Blanchard the ball back. And you got to figure they're going to spend at least 3 or 4 minutes over the football.
Lions come out from their own 42-yard line. Nance goes in motion. Gibbs straight ahead.
Yeah, Madron's not back in. Oh, yeah, he is. That was Madron. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought that was 34 again. My apologies.
So you would think that they would be very lethargic.
Absolutely. I mean, the clock, they're not going to snap a ball with more than 5 seconds on the play clock the rest of the game.
Shouldn't. Well, as we say that.
Yeah, 12.
There's a running play up the middle. Good job by that offensive line up there in the middle as Madron goes forward.
It's a delicate balance, especially the way that they moved the ball this half. I know they only got 1 TD, but they've gone downhill a lot. I guess you don't want to throw your rhythm off, and with them moving quicker, you figure, hey, we'll spare a couple extra seconds if we end up put it in the zone.
Watching a couple of the Bethany inside linemen alternating here as best they can. They get to the sidelines, bend over, get some water immediately, and prepare to go right back in probably in just 2 plays or so.
It's a big third down, obviously.
3 in the play clock as Cooper takes the snap, drops to throw. Nance was open down the middle, but the pass was way behind him, incomplete. And that'll bring up a 4th down situation.
And also big because the clock stops there. You know, if they picked that first down up, the best case scenario for Bethany would have been to get the ball with 4 minutes to go. But now, 8:20, you have enough time with 2 timeouts. If you can score in, obviously we're going to give best case scenario. Let's say you score in 3 minutes, you got time to play defense. Now it'd have to be a 3 and out or, you know, a first down on first, you know, it's got to be 5 plays or less, but there's still some chance.
Hamlin set to receive the snap from center at about his own 42-yard line. No rush by Bethany. Great kick.
Boy,
fair catch called for, and that's going to hit at the 4 and go into the end zone, which means they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line First and 10 for the Bethany Broncos. Defense gets a rest, and the offense needs to put some points on the board.
He has got a big leg.
He really does.
That was boomed. I mean, that flew to the 3-yard line. And the wind probably blowing, 8 to 10 miles an hour, so it's not howling by any means.
All right, here come the Broncos. Trailing 14-0 with 8:12 to play. Harrell in motion.
Oh, he had him on the slant and missed him.
Brandt rolling, looking, in trouble, and he's going to go down and take a loss on the play. Dropped by Jackson Greenwood.
Coverage sack. He had the slant immediately had he gotten rid of it. He had Brady right over the middle, didn't throw it. Good job not to throw it on the pump fake because the safety at that point had moved over. But as a young quarterback there, you got to just throw that ball out of bounds, save time, it's not even about the yardage as much as it is about the time. Clock ticking inside 10 on the play clock now. Right around 7.5 to go.
Empty backfield. Brandt looking, chased from behind, throws, pass complete, caught for a first down.
Lawson.
A great job by Brandt to find the open man. As much time as you've dealt with him and seen what he can do on all different stages.
They were in a similar situation against Kingfisher a couple weeks ago when we were here, a tight ball game, and he made some plays late. But he's a gamer, Steve. That's what he is.
Here's again, nice touch on the pass. Caught far side, first down, loose football, comes free. Looks like Blanchard's got it again. They turned it over.
Turnovers are huge. That's a deal where the receiver and you catch a big pass like that, don't fight for extra yards, especially when you got the clock against you. Get down and live to play another down, and he absorbed the first hit, and when he was trying to make extra yards, the ball comes loose, and man, so Bethany started moving the ball 2 possessions in a row, and 2 possessions in a row, turnovers right around midfield, and boy, you got to just imagine to have the defense stand up a third time after, remember, a missed field goal. This is going to be 3 straight drives. Your defense is in a do or die situation.
From the Bethany 45-yard line, Cooper sends a man in motion. Give goes straight up the middle. Good contact made in there. Ball carrier for Blanchard, number 34, Mark Parks. Picks up a couple on the play. And
4.
That'll keep the clock running.
I'd be surprised if Blanchard put it in the air again at this point, at least until Bethany scored.
Second down and 6. Running play, straight ahead, fighting and getting right close to that first down.
Yep, officials are going to move the chains.
So a new set of downs stops the clock for the moment at 6:25, and they restart it again. Referees don't mess around. They get the thing going.
This referee does. He gets that ball set and ready to roll. We've seen some high school refs that it's 15, it's a good 6 to 8 seconds between the ball being spotted and the play clock. Not this guy. He obviously has dinner waiting on him at home.
Running play. Stopped at the line. Continues to fight forward. Line pushes forward. They'll actually give him 2+ on the carry.
Thought Parks did a really good job there, Steve. He got to the line of scrimmage. There was nowhere to go, and as the defensive players started to strip, he actually turned his back to the defense and hunkered down and got over the ball and just basically backpedaled until he was knocked down.
Clock now says 5:40 to play. They can get it all the way down to about 5:25 before they actually have to snap it. Sent a man in motion, handoff, rather keeping it himself is Cooper. He'll get inside the 30 and pushed forward down to about the 28-yard line.
I've never understood that. I know it's just your instincts as a defensive player to go hit somebody, but when somebody has you have 2 or 3 defenders, got a guy stood up, and then the backside guy always comes and knocks him forward for 2 yards. I'm thinking to myself, your buddies why not go and wrap him up and pull him backwards? He gave the quarterback and he gave Cooper an extra 1.5 yards there. They had him wrapped up at the 29.5, and he comes through and knocks him forward. Just under 5 minutes now and ticking, so time is of the essence.
3rd and 3. Cooper.
Short.
Straight ahead. Looks like he's got it.
Oh, you're right. That was a good push by the offensive line.
Yeah.
I just assumed he was short because as soon as he got to the line, he was hit and moved back. But the line obviously moved the point of attack 3 yards, and that's a killer for the Bethany defense because with only 2 timeouts, best case scenario, Bethany gets it back either they got to use their timeouts or they don't get it back till under 2 minutes. So if you're watching this game on your computer, you may have just finished up and found out that Syracuse beats Clemson tonight, 27-24 for the Power Friday night. You know, I thought the trap game tonight was Washington State at Cal.
Well, they still got to play that one.
Yep. But, you know, everybody talking about, you know, if OU or OSU can run the table and, you know, with all these other strong conferences, that loss absolutely helps the Big 12. I think you're going to finish the year with just 1 unbeaten, and that's Alabama. I don't think anyone in the Pac-12 is going undefeated.
You're counting out South Florida.
In a real conference.
Charlie Strong.
Don't you love how he forgot how to coach and then remember how to coach overnight?
Yeah. Running play right side, nothing there, but stays inbounds, and the clock continues to roll now at 3:28. Stopped now.
Got a flag down over here. You know, it's an interesting deal, that whole Texas deal, because Charlie Strong obviously didn't forget how to coach. And Tom Herman, he's got him kind of playing better now. But I heard an interesting point from someone who covers Texas sports, and they said a lot of the problem there is, and you kind of heard this out of the Mac Brown camp his last couple of years, is that guys, they want to play at Texas so bad, it's almost like that's a destination. And once they get there, they're happy to be there. Whereas guys at other universities, you go to Alabama or Clemson, what is that? That's a place for me to go to get ready for the NFL. I go to OU. It's a place to get ready to go to the NFL. If I'm a receiver at OSU or you name the school, well, the thought is that guys grow up wanting to go to Texas, and once they get there, I'm playing for Texas.
Yeah.
You know, and so they wonder if there's not enough of that, you know, hunger to get to that next level, and it bears out because, I mean, heck, when was the last time they had a first-round draft pick?
It's been many, many years. I think before.
Was Jeff Coates' kid a first-rounder?
I think so.
And that was, what, 6 years?
Yeah, at least. Yeah, it's been a long, long time. Hard to figure all that out.
You know, 10 or 12 years ago, they were getting a defensive back and a lineman every year in the league.
Here's the running play straight ahead. That'll get them inside the 20-yard line.
Steve, I told you I'd bet on Wagner tonight, and it's final. They've beaten Oolaga 24-21. So
come from behind and get it done.
Every time against Oolaga, those poor kids in Oolaga, every year they lead Wagner, and every year they get their hearts ripped out at the end. We got a timeout here with 3:05 to go.
Timeout on the field. We'll take one ourselves. Our score has Blanchard on top of Bethany. They lead it 14-0 on your Oklahoma Ford Dealers Game of the Week.
Because practice pays off. Because it's better to give than to receive. Because there's no place like home. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money. With innovative services that let you focus on what's most important. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
Welcome back, everybody. We've had a timeout taken here with 3:05 left to go. Blanchard on top of Bethany, leading it by a score of 14-0. Right now, looking at a 4th down and I'll call it a little bit longer than 4. They need to get to the 15-yard line for the first down.
We're just talking about what you would do off the air, and I think obviously in this situation you throw it, because if you don't pick up the first down, the clock stops either way. So you might as well. You've already missed a field goal from shorter than this. I mean, you drop back and throw it and see if you can pick up the first down, and if you don't, then rely on your defense. And, I mean, really, with 3:05 and only 1 timeout left, I don't know that Bethany can score quick enough that unless they got an onside kick.
Nance and the Wildcat. Does that change your mind any? Takes the snap, but then whistles sound and flags fly, and it's going to be against Blanchard.
My guess is he was running that. Now they bring – it looks like they can try to kick.
Looks like it.
Field goal. They're going to try a field goal here.
Hamlin's going to come on. Looks as though the line of scrimmage is the 24-yard line. It would make it a 41-yard field goal attempt.
Yep.
Actually going to kneel it down at the 32, so the 42-yard attempt.
Look at the kicker. Give himself an extra yard for the stats. No tee. Oh, there the tee does come down late.
See if he can't really put the icing on the cake here. They lead it 14-0. This to try and make it 17. Hamlin gets a foot into it and drives it. Is it long enough? It just does make it over the crossbar. It is good.
Just creeps over right down the middle. It would not have been good from 43.5, but it was good from 42, and that one will, aside from a miracle, Steve, that one may be the final nail in this one tonight as Blanchard, really an impressive win should they hold on, just because, Bethany coming off a couple of struggling performances. I think they certainly came out ready to play. Their defense, certainly in the first part of this game, Bethany's defense was on point, and I think really as much as Blanchard's offense opened things up, you've got to credit Blanchard's defense, I think, in this game for this win because, Steve, we saw Bethany start inside the Blanchard 53 times on back-to-back-to-back possessions, I guess you could say consecutive possessions, in the first half and did nothing, scored nothing. So, really, the Blanchard defense, it could have been 14-0 the other way, fighting an uphill battle. Instead, once they finally got the offense figured out, it's been downhill from there.
Bethany's going to finish up at Tecumseh versus Tuttle and then at Cleveland.
That Tuttle home game will probably be for assuming they take care of business against Tecumseh and Cleveland, that will be for a first-round home game.
So Hamlin now set to kick it away with exactly 3 minutes left to go in this contest. Now a 17-0 lead for the Blanchard Lions. As Hamlin.
That's booted.
Puts a good foot into it. The hill is starting to clear off over here on the north end of the end zone area.
Only one way out of this stadium is behind us is a lake. And a lot of tail lights going the other direction currently. On the banks of Lake Overholser. Sound like we're in Big Ten country.
That's right.
The banks of Lake Michigan. On the banks of Lake Overholser.
We had a state championship team back here. I believe it was 03, Chris Chamberlain.
He played a little bit in the league.
Yeah, played for the Rams for a good while.
He's a heck of a men's league basketball player, by the way. Pretty strong.
Is he?
Yeah.
Here's a pass to the left side. It's complete.
I'll tell you this much. There's a difference between everyday strong and professional athlete strong. I mean, it really is. It's just unbelievable. Tyler Neal plays in the men's league, same one, and, he played at OU, and it's just – and he was not strong at all comparative to Big 12 basketball. You just watch him. I mean, the guys that are workout warriors there, he just bullies people around. Yeah. It's just a level of physicality is incredible.
1st and 10 for the Broncos in hurry-up mode. Passes deflected at the line of scrimmage, getting in there and making that deflection. Number 82, that is Ronnie Brown.
Tough snap, threw the timing off on that route. Route probably just as good that it was knocked down. Rivalry game of exit 308. Southsaw loses to Poto 25-10. Got family that lives out in Poto. That's the only reason I know that that's exit 308. Trying to find a score from that Union game.
2nd down and 10.
Oh, what a catch.
Nice catch by Peyton Harrell, and Harrell's going to make something happen with it. Gets the first down. Fighting to get to the 45-yard line, hit, driven back, but a nice play. Great catch by Harrell just to get his fingertips on it, keep it alive to himself, and then turn it into a nice gain all the way out to the 45-yard line.
Boy, for as much as that play looked like it was a huge play, that was only 13 yards.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I mean, great job rallying to the football by this defense.
There's a bad snap, goes over quarterback's head. He's retreating forever, and that's not what he wanted to do there.
We're going to have 2nd and Bethany. I think they're on the north edge of the city of Bethany, and they've got to get to the south edge of the city of Bethany.
They have to go to Council Road.
Yeah, no kidding. Down. They're going to have to get south of Wiley Post Airport here. 30-28 Union as they tacked on a field goal. I don't know how much time's left in that game, but it's got to be getting close to the 4th quarter, if not in the 4th quarter.
It's got to make it 2nd and 40. Line of scrimmage at the 15.
Had to use your toes on that one.
I did. Little swing pass to the back Harrell. Harrell takes a big hit on the far side.
There's been some hits laid on both sides in this game. This has been a pretty physical ball game.
Keep the clock running, minute 33 to go. People are going to look at this game tomorrow and just think that Blanchard dominated, winning it apparently 17-0. But
we talked about it early, Steve, is that when you have momentum and Bethany dominated the first 21 minutes up until that punt, but you don't get any points. It's hard to dominate a game in that way the whole time, and you knew at some point in time the tides would turn. When they did, Blanchard capitalized, and Bethany couldn't. And Bethany had an opportunity early in this game to get a lead, and they couldn't do it. And eventually, the field flipped on them on a bad punt, and that was kind of the end of it. The dam broke, basically. They held water, and then it finally broke.
Fourth down coming up. Clock ticking, 40 seconds left.
Steve, what do you have in the old play bank for 4th and 35?
I'm going to go back to the hook and lateral. It's about the only thing I can come up with.
And obviously they're not in any hurry here.
No. They will kick it away.
I don't understand that, because you're outside 15 points. So it wouldn't matter if Blanchard scored again or not. You'd have to imagine Coach Craig, even if he gets the ball at the 16, is going to kneel it. Why not just throw a ball deep, see what happens?
That's
I know
as well.
I know that even if you broke the play and you got the first down, it wouldn't matter any. But certainly that was just the way. That was just Bethany's way of saying, "Hey, good game."
Yep, got us tonight.
Yep, absolutely.
And they did. Blanchard with a fine performance here this
evening.
Really good. Will keep their record perfect on the season. Move to 7-0, 4-0 in district play. Control the outcome in District 2. They take the snap, they kneel it down, and that will do it. Final score here tonight from Southern Nazarene University. The Blanchard Lions go on the road, and they get the victory over Bethany tonight by a final score of 17-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and get ready for our wrap-up show here on Your View. Stay with us.
Because practice pays off. Because it's better to give than to receive. Because there's no place like home. MidFirst Bank will always be true to your money, with innovative services that let you focus on what's most important. MidFirst Bank, true to your money.
It's the Great American Ford Sales Event, offering 0% for 60 months on the most 5-star safety-rated vehicles. America's best-selling brand and the best in Oklahoma. Plus, all first responders, active duty, and military veterans get $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers, like 0% financing for 60 months on all Ford SUVs, plus $1,000 appreciation cash. Hurry into your Oklahoma Ford dealer.
Get into something good, like Brahms Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae.
Get into something good.
2 big dips of Brahms Premium Vanilla Ice Cream. Rich and creamy hot fudge. A shower of toasted almonds. Whipped cream and a cherry. Now you've got something good. A Double Dip Hot Fudge Sundae. Every day's a Sunday at your neighborhood Brahms.
Get into something good.
Hungry for pizza? Pick a pair. Mazio's medium one-topping pizzas are only $6.50 each. Pick your 2 favorite hot, fresh medium one-topping pizzas and get both for only $6.50 each. So go ahead, pick a pair. Only at Mazio's.
Look, there's no law that says your truck can only haul gravel. Introducing the new 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. The F-150 lineup has the capability to get big things to big places big time. So bring out your ATVs, your campers, your Palominos. Hey, you're not always working, but your truck is. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, our final score, the Blanchard Lions victorious tonight over the Bethany Broncos by a tally of 17-0. Brian and I have kind of broken that one down and talked about the district implications and what it means for Class 4A. So pretty much have gone over that. Want to remind you of the games that will be coming up on Your View. Our next contest will be Friday the 27th, and that will be the same Blanchard Lions taking on the second-place team in District 2, the Ada Cougars. And then the following week, that will be a to-be-announced game as we figure out what will be one of the best playoff matchups or late-season matchups there in Week 10 as far as the schedule is concerned. So, Brian, that tells me that we've kind of turned the page and moving now towards the second half of the high school football season.
Yeah, beyond second half of the high school football season, as these Blanchard Lions have played 7 games. So Week 8 next week. We'll be back for Week 9 and hopefully have a good game with playoff implications in Week 10. But, yeah, this is the time of the year when I think if you're a coach, you're really, really, really learning about your football team. And I think if you're Coach Craig and the Blanchard Lions, you've learned that you've got a group of guys that are tough. They're tenacious, and they're winners, and so they did a good job tonight.
Moved to 7-0 in the season. They get a 17-0 victory here tonight over the Bethany Broncos. For Brian Burchell, I'm Steve Marshall and the rest of the crew from Your View. Hope you enjoyed our webcast here this evening. We'll see you again, not next week, but in 2 weeks for your Oklahoma Game of the Week. So long, everybody.